Hey, what's up, Cranky Crew? We're back with another
Oh,
reaction video, and we're gonna be
yes.
reacting to The Internet Historian. I have become fancy theater. So let's just get into it and
Whoa,
see what
hold
the
on,
video
bro.
has in
Hold
store
on,
for
bro.
us.
You're rushing it
Hold
too
on.
much. Oh my
I'm
god.
rushing that, bro. Let's just get straight into it, bro.
Look,
Look,
2-second intro.
we haven't done an Internet Historian video in forever, and I was feeling it. Yeah,
Press
I'll be
play,
honest, I was feeling it.
Cody.
It's been a while. Okay? And now let's get right into it, bro.
You guys are crazy. 30 minutes.
Brought to you by NordVPN.
Ooh.
I would live there. It's satire and journalistic.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Look at you. Uncultured.
What about me? Me?
Unsophisticated.
Bro.
Excuse me?
Oh,
Middle class.
Oh, disgusting.
I've
No,
been murdered.
Don't speak.
I
You'll
feel
just make
offended.
me Row up. I'd say cover
Oh,
up with
hush.
this dinner jacket, but I'm afraid that you'd get your head stuck in the sleeve and asphyxiate.
Oh my god.
Listen,
Me.
lowball. Don't you
Oh
want
my
to be
god.
refined? Don't you want to
The-
be fancy? Like
The
moi?
rollers.
That's French. I don't expect you to know what it means. But I
Moi
have some
equals
good
French.
news. Before
Comment
this
allez-vous,
financial year
monsieur?
ends, I have decided to make a charitable deduction. It's you, champ. For you see, I...
You can have premarital
Oh,
sex.
there's virus.
Oh.
I have made several videos, though.
It's a virus, okay.
Which will show you how to bluff your way to the inner circles. Undetected. Yeah.
Hey, look at that robot right
By
there.
the time the elites find out,
Neon Genesis Evangelion is psychological and
My
intense.
god.
it will
No.
be too late. I get you in, you eat all the hors d'oeuvres, and we get out. That's the plan. And let's begin your instruction with... Theater. The YouTube premium of upper society.
Oh.
And the first section? Symphony.
This is the type of editing, bro, I
The
miss from
first
Internet
period
Historian.
of performance. That's called Baroque. From 1600 to 1750. This featured Bach
yeah.
and Vivaldi. Now, there was also a guy
I know
named
Bach.
Giuseppe Tartini, and he was the
I don't
best
know who
one of
that
them
is.
all. Because one evening, he
Who
had
that?
a dream where the devil showed up and presented him with a deal. The devil would become his teacher and impart on him everything he knew about music.
You
Yeah.
drop the bass.
Once Tartini had learnt everything he could, he handed over his violin and asked the devil to play.
Oh,
The
my God, I
devil
find some
played
dope.
the greatest musical piece that Tartini had ever heard. Tartini woke up with a gasp, and he tried to recreate what he had heard in the dream. And what he wrote down was his most famous piece, the best thing he had ever written. And he said, "This is shite compared to the original. This is nothing better than a tribute." And that's where you get the Tenacious D song from. He named this piece The Devil's Trill, and he claimed that the difference between his version and the version in the dream was so great that he would have smashed his violin and
Come on,
quit
bro.
music forever had he not needed it for his job.
oh my
Classical,
God.
1750 to 1830. Mozart and Beethoven show up like
Yes.
the
king.
The OGs.
Now,
Well, no, the
Beethoven
other
was
ones are
famously
OGs,
known
but-
for going
But yeah,
deaf.
they're OGs.
Once that happened, everyone told him that he should just quit music forever.
No,
But
sir.
he just wouldn't hear it.
Gotta push through
Anyway,
it.
there's so much I could say about these two. Romantic era. Now that's when everybody started kissing, and it's my favorite. Great piece. Mwah. Oh, you played wonderfully too. Mwah. We also enjoyed listening.
That's
Mwah.
gay.
Mwah, 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 mwah. All you need to know about this one
Oh,
is
yeah.
Chopin and Berlioz.
Yeah, it's
Berlioz,
a
however,
fun.
was not getting any kisses. He was relatably, painfully single, living
Unfortunate.
alone in Paris. The city of love.
Living alone in
So
Paris.
here's how it started. He's there and he's in his early 20s, and he is looking for a new GF. So one day, he attends a Shakespearean play, and on stage, he spots an actress, and he immediately falls in love with her.
Yeah, that's her.
He wrote
She's
her
the
many
one.
notes, confessing his love. But her
Kinda
DMs
creepy.
went unreplied.
Unfortunately.
So he began writing a symphony about her. Ah, how can she ignore this? And also around this time he
approach her,
started
bro.
smoking a lot of opium, but don't worry about that.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so he
Good
wrote
old
this piece
opium.
just for her. However, his DM still went unreplied. For several months he started to get quite disheartened. Until he saw another girl. So
Yeah,
he
this
immediately
is the
fell
one.
in love with her instead, and he said,
Life man is
"You know what?
crazy.
I'm going to change that symphony I wrote, so now it's about this other lady, and not about that ugly one that I didn't like anyway."
Yeah, damn right.
Happily, she reciprocated,
it.
and they fell in love and were set to marry.
Let's go.
Suddenly, what the fuck? Phones haven't been invented yet. Yes, hello, I'm busy. Oh, Rome? To study? Absolutely. I'll catch the first flight out.
Bro.
So Berlioz went to Rome to study music. However, while he was away, he got some news.
Berlioz. I have to tell you something.
That's how it went down.
Sacre bleu.
Oh my.
Some
Sacre
other,
bleu.
more handsome musician swooped in and married his girl while he was in Rome, and they ran away
Tilted.
together.
Come on, bro. Should have took her
was
with you, bro.
furious.
Hey, it
And
wasn't
he
meant to
set
be.
his mind
For
to
real.
solving the problem.
She fake too.
Damn
I
right.
know what I'm going to do.
Rewrite the song.
He's about to make the most fire rap and trap beats.
Yeah.
That-
Is
that-
that Rose?
Murder her. and
What?
her
Oh!
Oh my
lover
gosh.
And her mom.
And her mom.
And then I'm going to do a self-murder.
What?
And her
All right,
mom.
so this gets pretty elaborate. His idea is to dress up as a housemaid.
Oh, hell
He has
yeah.
bought both poison and 2 guns. Now he is
made
going
war.
to sneak into the house of his ex-fiancée, and there she and her mother will be sipping tea, which he has already poisoned. Then he will pull off the clothing and reveal himself. Blam, blam,
Oh,
sadly.
Jesus
So
Christ.
he heads back home to Paris to do it.
Come on,
But while
bro.
on
You
his
had your whole
travels
life
there,
ahead of you.
takes quite a while. He has to change carriages. And when he does that, he leaves the guns in one of the little cubbies.
Oh my.
So he's
no.
lost all his weapons. What is he going to do now? Well, his next leg on the stop is Genoa, and he decides, you know what? Let's just skip the murder and go straight to the finale. So he stops off in the port city of Genoa, and he's there at the side of the Mediterranean.
Crystal
he pauses
clear.
for a moment,
I know, bro.
then he
Crisp.
throws himself in. Now,
Perfect
some
water,
people see
bro,
this
to do
whole
it in.
thing happen, and they think he's had an accident, so they run in to try
They
to
save
save him.
him.
They pull him to the shore. He lived. So
Let's
he has
go.
now reached his lowest point. He dejectedly continues home. He gets back to
Go back
Paris,
to school.
and he wallows around, feeling pretty sorry for himself. But he decides, you know what? I may as well do what I do best in times
Music,
of trouble.
bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Write some music, bro. Write
Yep,
some bars.
write
A
it.
lot of opium. And
Damn
while I
right.
do
Do
that,
that.
I shall write
Yep.
a symphony.
Good old
Okay, good.
opium.
Although I ain't gonna name it after that hoe who
Damn
stole my
right.
heart. And so he went back to work. But here's the thing. It was the greatest piece he had ever written. And it premiered to a huge crowd. And you know what? It was a smash hit. #1 on iTunes.
Over
Then,
BT.
and here's a bloody plot twist. Remember the first girl?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, she attended that concert and she realized that Berlioz was a genius. And then she wrote a letter to your boy saying how good your bloody symphony was.
Reject her.
And sorry about not replying. I just put my phone down
Nah,
and
you
got
just don't
super
do that,
busy
bro.
or whatever. By the way, I love you.
Damn.
And so Berlioz
There
goes, well,
wa-
I love you too. And a year
Oh, okay.
later,
Oh,
they
just
were
like that.
married. It's a beautiful
good.
moral of the story. See, fellas,
I-
don't jump in the Mediterranean.
It was a rocky road,
Anyway,
bro.
a few years later, they got divorced because
Yeah.
weirdly,
Ah.
he cheated on his wife with the housemaid.
What?
Not that one, a different one. But then he married that housemaid. Hooray!
Yeah.
But then when
Let's
he
go.
died later on, for some reason, he gets buried with both of them. It's kind of strange.
Oh.
But moving on to the Impressionist musician.
That what?
Now that's Claude de...
That was so much in that
The
one.
what now?
The
Yeah.
pussy.
Claude de
The
what?
pussy.
You know what? You've been a
Don't,
good
don't
ad
clown
time.
on my boy.
All right,
Don't
guys,
clown on my
welcome
boy.
back to the Nord Stream.
Let's go.
Today we're playing Assassin's Creed 3. Chat,
Oh,
come on, chat,
good one.
chat. Hey, oh, everyone's spamming Nord in the chat.
Spamming Nord.
Whoa, new
come on.
follower. Hey,
on
welcome
Fortnite.
to the
He's
Dream Team
evolving.
Sub Cream. Thank you so much for great to see. Oh, unfollowed. Sorry, guys. The cleaners are here.
Fallout
Sorry,
4.
just ignore the mess. I haven't cleaned up these bottles yet.
How can
No,
you
it's
hire
just
cleaners,
tea.
bro?
It's
with
just tea.
that bed.
2 different cleaner companies.
I stream for 10 hours a day, and it's like the algorithm is against me or something. How come everyone is
you.
watching Asmon's stream? And
Yeah.
I'm not getting any new followers.
That's how it
I'm
goes.
playing the games. What more do you want me to do?
It's only been 13 days.
Cody,
Just
bro,
a quick word from
Cody.
the sponsor. NordVPN
We understand
is the
this,
VPN
bro.
that
I
you
can
can trust.
understand
So go to
100%.
nordvpn.com/internet historian for a huge deal on a 2-year plan plus 4 bonus months for free plus a 30-day money-back guarantee. My God. Today we
like
are
a
going to
deal.
be watching the
Yo,
new
you got the
He's
lights.
got
white
the
movie.
backdrop. Look
I
at
love
that.
the intro. Oh, I love seeing that Disney logo. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Guys, I'm just gonna
He
get
became
up and
us.
get some
He's
food.
a
I'll be
reactor
back.
now.
I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, start getting paid.
And he left.
What the fuck? Who
Oh, yeah,
reported
terminated.
my
Yeah.
stream?
46.
Hello, my Nordlings. Welcome back to the stream. Can we get some ends in the chat,
Mochas.
guys? No, not like that.
Sark
Bobs,
Muckleberg.
Welcome back to the ASMR
He's trying out
stream
everything,
for
man.
You gotta do it, bro.
Do an ASMR
Do hot
reaction.
tubs.
A can of
Hot tubs.
Yeah, he needs to be pulling hot tubs. You're right.
Ooh, I hate it.
No.
Oh my god, that burp.
You guys want an ASMR video? Brandon would do it.
ASMR.
With
I'll do it.
NordVPN, I can be
I'll do
outside
it, bro.
my house, Jack's Films house, Samito's house,
Hey, yeah, different
Ordinary
overlay.
Finn's house. Just like that. Welcome
my
back to
God,
the Tub
one-
stream.
Yep.
What do you guys mean? How many
Desperate.
hot dogs can I put in my mouth? Why? I'll just...
Desperate
oh my
now.
God, $5,000 donation.
Yes.
Thank you
Yep.
so
And it works.
Start
much.
writing
You
their
guys
name
such
on your
good
body, bro.
fans.
Dude, drop
Streaming's
your
not for me.
remotes.
I'd rather go to nordvpn.com/internet historian to get a huge
I'm surprised
deal
he
on
didn't add a
2-year
mirror
plan
in the
plus
background.
4 months for free.
These ads are crazy
and
though.
over.
Okay.
Fentanyl has made
Oh,
its way.
speaking of actual ads.
It only takes the tiniest amount to cause a fatal overdose.
All right, let's start in 3, 2, 1. Oh, we're on Netflix now.
Watching
Okay.
Netflix, are you?
Yeah, what of it?
All tucked in with a 3-hour essay on
Oh,
Good
yeah.
Game Good, and here's why.
Fallout New Vegas is actually the only based Bethesda game.
Turn that off.
True.
I've got something for you much less enjoyable and far more expensive.
are you gonna
We're
kiss?
going to the theater. Theater, from the ancient Greek theatron, the most
Theatron.
dramatic of the Transformers.
Come on now, bro.
It means a place for viewing. Here's a Roman theater. They were quite simple back then. You have the stage, the auditorium, and the vomitorium. Now, for a very long time,
What?
people thought that the vomitorium was a place where the Romans would gorge themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Where they would eat so much that they would throw up
no,
and then
oh.
gorge themselves again because they were so decadent and or bulimic. But it comes from the word vomir, which means to spew forth, because that's where people go in and out. So vomitorium is just a dramatic way of saying the entrance.
That's
Now,
cool.
to skip forward
I'll
to the
use that.
1800s, things are getting a lot more modernized. But they still didn't have electric. So they had what's called the limelight. And that's why they say, to be in the limelight, to be the star of the show. What they would do was take a piece of quicklime and heat it up super, super hot, which will naturally glow very bright.
Yeah,
They
that's
would
really
then take
creative,
reflective
honestly.
mirrors and lenses to focus the beam, and they would use that as an early form of the spotlight.
That's actually
The
crazy, though.
limelight
That's
is not
it's
because it's
awesome.
green, but because it's
That
made
makes
from
sense
quicklime.
now.
In the modern day, things are a lot more advanced, and they can do all sorts of cool shit with like lasers going into your eyeballs and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it's
oh,
really
he
But it's
died,
not just the
unfortunately.
tech that's had an upgrade, it's the architecture as well. In Elizabethan times, they had the yard, and you could get in here for about a penny apiece. And this is where all the poor people stood to watch the shows. It's like when you go to Oppenheimer
peasants.
and you end up with the worst seats in the IMAX theater, right? Thankfully,
Straight up.
in modern times,
I've
we have
been to
fixed
those seats
that.
one time. I
We
was
kicked
tilted.
out all the poor people, and we sunk the floor down low, and put in an orchestra pit. Now these
Yes,
things are usually 6 to 12 feet deep, so they're not
Yeah.
obstructing the audience's view. But having a giant hole at the end of a stage is quite dangerous. So
Very-
usually they
oh,
put
no,
a big
I think-
net
They,
there.
they had
as
a
well.
ward them first. Or
And
something.
yet, a lot of people still get pitted.
Up dead.
Like a lot of people.
Dead.
In 2011,
Oh my gosh.
during a production of The Sound of Music, one of the lead actresses fell into the orchestra pit and was left paralyzed
Oh my God.
from the waist down.
Paralyzed,
In 2009, a conductor, not a superconductor, just a
2009.
regular one, fell 14 feet into the dark pit and broke 9 vertebrae and
Oh.
Mamma mia. And he fell on his pointy conducting thing. At the Bolshoi
the
Theatre, a
baton.
violinist died from his injuries
What?
after falling into the pit. This theatre is
he was
prone to all
65.
sorts of accidents, by the way. It's kind of cursed. But performers and musicians aren't the only ones falling into the pit. In 1988, an 82-year-old man fell from his balcony box seating all the way down into the pit during a performance of Macbeth.
How?
He died.
Old man.
Yeah,
Very
of
spooky.
course.
Even already dead people are getting pitted. In 2016, a man sprinkled his friend's ashes into the orchestra pit at the Met Theatre.
What?
This happened during the intermission, and it was a sort of tribute to a mentor of his. But of course, people went, "What the hell are you doing?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't know." And he flees the scene.
F it.
Everyone's coughing and sneezing up dead guy, and people think, is this anthrax? What is this? So they call in the anti-terrorism police, and the whole
what?
show is cancelled for the rest of the evening.
Might I get away with it?
Right? Like,
A
that
quick
seems like an
intermission.
easy thing to
I guess
solve.
so.
Or is it? Ooh, fiddle-tee-dee.
Oh my God.
I am the trap master. Not like that. Do not ask me to reveal my secrets, woman. I have dedicated my life to the mysteries of the theater. The
I
theater.
love theater.
She has so many enigmatic traps.
What?
Let us start with the most simple.
You got the
yet
glizzies on
devious,
deck.
The wall trap. It
Yeah.
allows the actor to walk directly into the set piece. Where did he go? Nobody knows.
What?
Cast your eyes over here to the genie trap. Now the victim stands on this dumbwaiter, and a counterweight launches their hapless body up onto the stage. Wheesh! In the
my
olden
God.
days, this circle of flaps would sometimes go on top, and then that would make the whole thing just one way.
That's so
Now, back
cool.
when they made this thing, they didn't have hydraulics. So instead, they'd have like 6 stagehands pulling as fast as they could. And sometimes it would go totally wonky, or it wouldn't open properly, or they'd only get about halfway
Oh.
through.
Oh.
Well, I
Oh,
guess
no,
that's
no,
it.
no.
There's only 2. Wrong. This is the vampire.
Died.
And if I want to come back up again, this is called the sunroof trap. Very cool. Watch out for the closing doors on this one. It managed to trap Spider-Man's foot back into production in 2013.
No.
Me and the Green Goblin, we collabed on this one. All right, there's one more. The ghost glide. What you do is stand
that's
on this
interesting.
slidey bit, and it
I've
ascends
seen this.
diagonally, which makes it look like he's coming out of the ground. But the ladies are there yawning, they're going, ooh, short ghost. But then, 5 foot, 5'1",
Oh.
5'2". All the ladies are turning their heads now.
All right,
5'3",
ladies.
5'4", 5'5". All
Nah,
the
bro, he's gotta be
ladies are
6'5", bro.
Now, I bet you're wondering, what happens to the actors when they go down these traps? Are they
does
dead
happen?
and gone forever?
Yeah, they died.
Yeah.
Yes, sometimes. In
Sometimes.
1888, Frederick
Sometimes.
Federici was playing the role of Mephistopheles in Faust at the Princess Theatre in Melbourne. As he descended the trap at the end of the play, "Goodbye, everybody, goodbye," he had a heart attack and
No.
died.
What?
Never seen again.
That's
So as you
unfortunate.
can imagine, with this many deaths, the theatre has become a highly haunted place.
Look at those
Oh,
mice.
yeah.
The rats.
In fact, Sometimes you can put your ear right up to the wall and you can hear 2 male ghosts wrestling. Can't fake that.
Oh.
Ah,
I gotta
another
check that
ghost hole.
A
Don't
ghost
look inside.
I mean-
almost went blind. That's why I wear the mask. Anyway, because of all the ghosts, the
My
theaters do
goodness.
whatever they
Go
can
to
to
the
keep
ghost
the
hole.
spirits
For that.
happy. See this? It's called a ghost light. When everything is closed, it is kept on always. Kept on for the ghosts, so that they don't, bump their shins in the dark or whatever. At the Palace Theatre in London, there has been some ghostly activity.
It seems to be a bit of a hotspot for ghostly activities.
And that's why they always keep 2 empty seats at the back, so that the ghosts may sit there and watch the show.
Oh, okay.
So
heck
that's
yeah.
why we traditionally kept a couple of seats off sale for the ghosts. However, Harry Potter is so popular that we sell those seats now.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Also,
Just
most
haunted
theatres
now.
close for 1 day per week. And on those days, the ghosts are left to perform for each other. in their own
Okay.
shows,
All right.
Which
Okay.
they like, we think.
I was worried about my own vagina. It
Oh,
needed a
finally, the
Oh.
vagina
a
monologues.
culture of
Ha!
Perfect.
He's
Just
crazy
me.
for this.
Just
I
for me.
wasn't always part of the elite. In fact,
Right.
from a very young age, I grew up in an orphanage.
Oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
my parents weren't dead. Rent in that building was just really cheap. But my parents showed me no affection. And as soon as they could, they sent me off to boarding school. But boards were always their passion, not mine.
No.
I tried to run away, but they caught me.
Trying to run away.
And boy, did they throw the book at me. Alas, I did not dodge in time.
No.
I spent the next few years in a
That's the
coma.
most tragic thing.
A Native
ever heard.
American town, Pueblo, a coma.
All right,
And
but
the people there taught me how to read American.
Yeah.
They also had a local library. And I
Read
spent my
American.
days buried in books, learning as much as I could
Oh
about
yeah.
the arts.
Ninja.
Ninja.
And once someone noticed me buried under those books and they rescued
come on,
me,
dude.
I knew
These
I wanted
jokes.
to teach default character presets like yourselves, all about
Oh my goodness.
Shakespeare. Editor's
Default
note.
character
I started
presets.
Googling Shakespeare and I got kind of distracted, so I don't know. Here's a WAV file. You can do something with this. Put him in like a classroom or something.
All right.
All right, attention, everybody. I am your new teacher. You are a bunch of troubled inner city youths. All you know is shoot gun, fail test, and
Shoot
crime. But I'm here to teach you that actually
on.
books and reading and stuff are actually pretty epic after all. Now,
Me
the
too.
earliest known written language is
Just
what,
moved on.
Mr. Single Parent Household? I don't know, Teach, but you're never gonna get through to me. Oh, really? Well, what if I go back in time? Back in time. In the long, long ago, very few could read. But to be fair, most of the written languages were kinda shit. This is cuneiform, the very first written language, and it has far too much punctuation. Then eventually came along the
Looks like it, right?
Egyptians, and they invented emojis, but they would call them
Yo.
hieroglyphs. Anyway, the typical written thing would go like this. Message for you, sir. Big bird, man with stick, man sitting, circle. Oh, more bills.
Of course.
Eventually that became quite annoying, so the Phoenicians, who were a kind of Lebanese, very progressive, especially for those days. Now, they came up with
Right.
a better idea. They started going, hey, that sounds a bit like an A. Buh. That sounds a bit like a B. Cool. And so on and so on, until we had a proto-form of the alphabet. Now, the Greeks thought that was
Oh.
pretty neato, but they said, let's come up with an even better version with 22 letters, and soon that will be like English.
Yeah.
Oral history. Greeks, more like geeks. Got 'em. Oh, yeah?
Gotta.
Well, let me tell you about something highly relatable. Of the
I might
surviving
just
Greek
quit my
works,
job if
the
they're ignoring
greatest
me like
hits
that.
were the Iliad and the Odyssey. Now, because most people couldn't read, this stuff wasn't written down for a very long time. And instead,
That's
it was
crazy.
memorized and performed. And when they performed it, they used one of these, a lyre. Now, this was great for conveying tone, right? So here's a soft bit, doo-doo-doo, but then this is a big dramatic bit. Dun, 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 dun. Now, the Iliad starts with this guy, Menelaus, king of Sparta, and he has a wife, Helen, and she is a very fine lady. And then the Prince of Troy shows up. His name is Paris, and he goes, "Damn, shorty, awooga, awooga." Hey, that's what he'd say, right? And he and his boys abduct her and took her all the way back to his crib in Troy. Now this makes Menelaus quite miffed.
Hey, hold on there, Buster.
He declares a turf war, but he can't win it alone, so he calls on his homies. Odysseus, king of Ithaca, and Achilles,
right.
the best drive-by shooter of all time. But Achilles is not in the mood to fight, so the whole of the Iliad is basically spent trying to convince this guy to get involved.
Please?
No. Yeah. Please?
Eventually, they win the turf war by being very sneaky. They make a giant horse, which is the symbol of Troy, and they leave it at the front gate. That's their way of saying, "Oh, I guess you win. We're walking away now." And meanwhile, thousands of soldiers go off and hide in some bushes. Now, the Trojans are very suspicious, but they can see that the Greek ships are actually sailing away into the horizon. So they know, it must be real.
I know, bro, that win.
We've won. We've won the many years war.
Yay.
There's almost no one on those ships, and there's a surprise inside the horse. Later that night, when everyone's asleep, boiling hot tzatziki everywhere.
Tzatziki.
And also some soldiers wearing thermal protection. They get out and they open the gates, and then everyone comes out of the bushes, running into the city, and kill everybody. After they win the war,
so
Odysseus heads back
bro.
home to Ithaca. However, on his way, he starts making beef with Poseidon, god of the sea. And Poseidon is mad at the disrespect, so he sends Odysseus on a long-ass detour, and that detour is the story of the Odyssey. Pretty epic, right, kids?
That's a good story, actually.
Whoa, Teach, that's fine.
Bro, F these
I'm
students,
starting to
bro.
come around. That Odysseus guy is literally me.
They must
Yeah,
all
I'm
be
going to try that
tired.
horse trick on my ops. Homer from Homer's
My
Odyssey
ops.
is not a character in the story. He's the guy who tells the story, and then people wrote it down.
Yeah.
Now, moving chronologically to the next big one, you've got the Bible. And for all practical purposes, this was basically an oral tradition too. Most people were illiterate by this point, and the Bible was written in Latin, and pretty much only the clergy knew Latin. So they would be the one to recite it to people.
It says that the cute lady at the front should go on a date with me, please. Listen, the rules are the rules. I didn't say it, the book did.
There was a translated version into English, the Wycliffe's Bible, and you better believe that thing was a threat to the order. So they made that illegal to own.
What?
And if you were found with an unlicensed copy, the punishment would be death. So it remained. The Bible was read to the people. Now, by the
History's
1300s
harsh.
came Chaucer, who wrote the Canterbury Tales, and that was a pretty big deal.
Get this book.
All right.
Okay, I will.
Because
I
it's one of
will.
the first significant works
How much?
First thing I'm
written
doing
in
after this
Middle
video.
English. It describes a bunch of people making a pilgrimage from Southwark to Canterbury, which is here to here, which was the longest journey anyone had ever made in the 1300s. And now, it's a whole
is not
series
true.
of stories, and most of them can be boiled down to, how come if everyone is on a pilgrimage, you're all so focused on material stuff? Oh, hypocrites much? Dong.
Dong.
It's now the 1600s, and they've updated all the textbooks from Middle English to regular. In 1601, King James I said, all right, you know what? Let's everyone have a copy of the Bible they can read. Let's do a King James Bible. I won't feature in it, but I'd love to be in the title. And he commissioned a committee of scholars to rewrite the thing in English, God's language.
Yes.
It took 8 years. And that brings us to Shakespeare. And he's a huge deal.
I forget we were talking about Shakespeare.
Look, we're out of time. Oh,
Right.
but sir, we're supposed to do penis inspection day today. No,
That's
there's
crazy.
no. Roll the in
I don't want to
card.
miss that, bro.
The
What?
For real?
That's it?
all right.
No.
That's
Okay.
the lesson. You watched the whole video, or at least
That's it.
you had it on in the background while you scrolled your phone.
No.
Not at all,
I
sir.
couldn't be
Not at all,
prouder
sir.
of you. There's just one more quick thing I want to tell you about.
Yeah.
Theater props. For example, this gun. Now, the thing... Oh,
What are you gonna do?
look who it is.
No.
Oh
No.
no!
I know what you're
Don't
thinking.
you dare.
but it's just
Don't
an
you
actor.
dare.
We all know
No.
that. The
There
real
is not a blank in
No.
there.
Well, you know, when he fell asleep on the tracks of the Underground Railroad.
Don't do it.
Anyway,
No.
Don't.
this thing is super realistic.
No.
Although the trigger is a little loose.
No. Derringer.
You're actually insane, bro.
Ruh-roh.
No.
Oh, I can't believe you did that. But I won't tell anyone. And, in fact, good news. I'm gonna make you my little protege. And I will be your protojo.
Oh.
And I got so many more lessons to teach.
What
Still
in the
here.
world?
Yeah.
Yes, just a
Yep.
little cleaning. More
Still
good
here.
news.
Yeah.
Next video is almost done. It'll be on incognito mode, and it's about the art.
Yes,
and
his other
the next
channel.
main channel video is also nearly done. That'll be out shortly after.
Fancy too.
If you're looking for more
Fancy
content in the meanwhile, we have another channel called Story Mode. The Metal Gear Solid and Forspoken videos are especially good. Don't forget NordVPN. Thank you for watching. More soon.
Oh man, you know
It started the effing mood, bro.
he
He's-
really is.
He's crazy for that, I swear.
You know, we have not done one of those in a long time.
Oh yeah, super.
Yeah.
loud.
We used to do.
We did
We
like
used
a
to react
couple.
to a couple Internet Historian videos. Please feel free to check them out.
100,
You know,
100.
Yep.
there's some of our oldies, bro. We're not as lively, but hey, we got there.
Yeah.
We made it, bro.
We
We made
did.
it. We got
Yep,
there.
we did.
Okay, and
did
you know what? His editing is just something of like
Months ago. We last
something
did one
special.
thing.
Jesus
My man's
Christ.
editing is just it's unique and it's so good and it's always well put together.
It is.
He's so funny. He's so incredibly good at editing and doing this. I gotta respect him, man.
Dude, he got
You
better
to.
too. Like
Totally.
his face, like his old man face animation,
Yeah.
got way better than what we saw last
Yeah,
time.
dude,
Yeah,
he's
that's true.
he's putting it like and it was put on like different people and they're like, I don't know. There's no way I can explain it. His editing is just so good. This
Yep,
video's concept I really enjoyed because I'm a music boy. Y'all know.
Yeah,
I also
I get
enjoy
it.
a lot. Thank you. I enjoy a lot of fine arts and theater, and it was a real treat, honestly, to come back for me and watch a lot of this stuff. There was some stuff I didn't really know, and he did a really good job telling it, and he also made it really funny. Of course,
Oh,
you
yeah.
gotta
Yeah,
give that to
of
Internet
course.
Historian.
It just
Always.
starts. Just, he is this comedy.
Yeah.
Especially when he makes like forced awkward moments, like with the stupid students. You guys are ready for this? Looks at them.
That's one of the best things
Hey,
I've seen in a long
You can't
time.
read, huh? Dude looks directly at his character. Then
He
gets
said-
away.
he sat down and said sits backward in a chair, relatable. Like
Yeah.
my man,
Oh my
because
goodness.
you know you're cool, bro. If you sit backwards in a chair.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
like you said,
that's
like I
true.
did learn a lot in this. Like it was very nice and informative, but it also was really funny at the same time.
Yeah.
This is what grabs everyone's attention because a lot of people want to have a little humor with the history.
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing. I feel like that teachers could also apply to schools. I know we don't need to talk. We don't need to talk about this, but you know, a lot of teachers do. They just read textbook, and kids, they want to learn it. All right, give
Yeah.
kids a chance. They want to learn new things, but you're not.
Not
You're
when you tell
making
them in
it
a monotone
interesting.
voice. It's like,
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
making it feel like a
this is-
chore.
this is
This
bad.
sucks.
Oh, and then icing on the cake with this chore. Okay, you need to write about it. So if you weren't listening, tough, tough, dude. Nah, bro.
Oh, yeah. Then that's when you copy your neighbor and be chill.
yeah.
And you
Or
change one paragraph. And then
Oh,
you're
God.
fine.
Oh my goodness.
Go on to Cliff Notes.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Oh my god. Well, if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe to join the Cranky crew. And if you want us to react to any other videos, please leave it in the comment section below, and we'll just get right into it. Well, that's been the Cranky Films, and we'll see you all next time. Stay cranky.